This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons like Chris, Clinway, Sarnai Hema, Jojo Chaos, Metalligo Phaleon, Rita Hartnell, Ariel, Silo Redwind, Ryanet Shikara, Courtney, Dimos, Sprocket, Christoph Haas, Centra, Casey Schaefer, Skrydella Rosa, Bobby Forbridge, and Omagicat Comet. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 79. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Yazpot, Rollo Des, and Maela Vanadar.
Hello.
What an episode this is gonna be. A spicy episode.
Guys. Can I just say, I just need to say, Eureka's real.
It's real?
It's real and
Yes.
it's real and it's beautiful. Now,
It's much
real.
to discuss, Yazzie boy.
the live letter, what is it? XLII 42. Literally today. That was it. This morning, the live letter concluded, and it gave us everything we needed to know about Eureka. Absolutely everything. And I have to say, I am pretty hyped, to say the least. We'll, of course, talk about that today in detail. But also the live letter itself, there was a Q&A. Some interesting questions were answered. Also sort of reveals that 14, the technical debt is due. It seems like it's catching up to 14 now. We'll get into that later. And the housing, we got housing, we got houses, and stuff happened. So that's the thing. So we're going to talk about that. Walking on eggshells, as they say. Also, make sure you stay tuned for the post show with comments of the week. Oh, I forgot. Minimum eye level. We'll talk about it in the post show. I'll just say that. Let's talk about it in the post show. And that's that. So in the channel updates today, Remnants of a Realm was released yesterday. I'm gonna release it bi-weekly now because I can't. If I do this every week, I can't churn out other content and other stuff falls behind. So I'm gonna do that to make sure that it's not crap. Because remember, this is the swan song of Remnants of a Realm. It's entering its last episodes now. I'm guessing. I think I can make 5 more episodes, after which it's over. So let's make sure they're fine. Make sure there are no factual mistakes in those. So that's happening.
And then our channel just dies.
Then our channel dies, and it's the end. Basically, it's the end.
We go in the grave.
We have
I came in late.
2.5 more months, guys.
Rollo killed it. Rollo killed it.
We just got Rollo in here, so we have someone to blame. That's what.
I'm the
Rollo
Yoko Ono
joined.
of the group.
The first thing he said when he joined is he said, all this Remnants of a Realm, the Secrets of a Realm shit has got to go.
Yes.
That was
Has
me.
got to go.
Yes.
As soon as you're done with this 1.0 shit, we're becoming a Minecraft channel. I'm saying it now.
Well, I agree. Brown bricks.
So Remnants of a Realm is now bi-weekly, so I can do my proper checks and shit. So we can do other projects. So Chronicles of a Realm. And there's an unnamed project that's similar to Chronicles. I don't think I want to say what it is. And sort of the successor to Fallen Rise is also in the works. That one's far ahead, so don't worry about that one. That's not going to be out in a while. But it's basically looking at the game's development from 2.0 to today, basically. Sort of an eternity. A series that can run forever, basically. Yes, finally. And then, the channel restructure that we talked about at the new year is nearing completion. I say that, we've mostly just slid back to the old schedule, which is we just post when it's done. And usually nothing's ever done on time, so, but it's because of Remnants. because Remnants takes like all my time, and then I have to rush it, and then suddenly it's Friday, and it's like, what happened? And then everything else has been delayed, which is why, like, the first thing to go was Comments of the Week, which I had no time for. I could barely make a minimum eye level, and now minimum eye level is suffering. Minimum eye level, by the way, is coming out today, so that's a new one. It's after this episode, actually. So yeah, hopefully when Roar dies, we can do other stuff, where things are going to change. Also, the
Minecraft
bi-weekly
Let's Play.
thing. Minecraft Let's Play is coming up. I'm going to show you a full tutorial on how to make brown bricks. And yeah, so that's a thing. Also, we have received over a period of time. It might be the same person, might be, I don't know. People are requesting behind the scenes. I think it's because it was teased on Patreon, as I might still be a tier or something, where we do behind the scenes content. But I don't think you quite understand how this channel works, because it barely does. And when the only thing you would... So here's a behind the scenes video. Lukiel sits in front of the computer, records for 2 hours in silence, makes tea, goes back, records more, goes to bed, wakes up, makes tea, edits in silence, uploads, makes tea, sits back, reads
I mean,
comments
I would watch that though.
in silence.
If you want to watch the behind the scenes, just play the game, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much what the rest of us are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just see
We don't
me
do
standing
shit.
AFK in Limsa.
You can go to work for us. That's great. That's real behind the scenes. If you want to go get some, that's a good one.
Mhm.
There's lots of stuff
There's-
you do for us.
Yeah. It's...
I mean, not do for us. Sorry, live behind the scenes. Right?
Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Right.
So we talked about the return to Secrets of a Realm locations. Ugh, the logistics are terrible. I don't know how we would do that. One day maybe we can do it. Maybe like as an special episode, or something. There was also like I don't know if I mentioned this in like it might have been in the post show, but I talked about having the exploration happen live of a dungeon. That could be interesting. The only issue then is how the recordings would work, because we would obviously have it's very complicated, so I don't know how to do that, but I'm thinking about it. So the persistent ones that keep asking about behind the scenes, maybe one day, but you know, there's not much to look at behind the scenes. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so let's get into the episode, unless there was... Nope, that was all. So let's get into the episode. Before that, though, there's a quick news update. There's an all-worlds maintenance happening on February 13th at 10 p.m. and it lasts until 2 a.m. This is in PST for Europe. It's 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. GMT. It turns out 4.2 is full of bugs.
Mhm.
The weapons that drop those are the Sigmascape weapons, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, the diamond one.
They have their stats are wrong. there's a strength issue, I think. No, not strength. Damage issue. It's one. It's one. Is it one? It's
Yeah.
wrong. It's off by like 1. So that
Weapon
has
damage?
Yeah.
That wasn't a bug?
No.
Oh,
sir.
thank God. Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Oh.
yeah.
I thought that was intentional. I thought that was intentional that they did that.
That's being
I'm so glad
patched.
that's I was fucking freaking out. I'm like, what's the point of these weapons?
I
They have
know.
no purpose.
I know. That was a bug.
Oh, okay, good.
It's fixed. It's being fixed. There's also something that I stumbled across because I was trying to make the Moogle wall chronometer. You can't make it in the game. I had all the materials made. I was so ready to make that fucking clock. It asks for a gold nugget. It doesn't exist in the game. It's calling for something that doesn't exist. It was the one thing I was looking forward to. I wasn't looking forward to
Could you buy it on the market board?
No. The last one was sold in
you can make it.
September. Only 3 was ever sold in the game.
Is
Because
it a 1.0
apparently,
item?
I would assume it's a 1.0 item or something, because it must have been. It must have been. because otherwise there would have been more sold, right? So yeah, it's weird. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's it has to be 1.0. That's the only thing I can think of.
Right.
That makes sense.
People are asking like what there's that issue on the Byakko and Crafted X and like what's wrong with them. It's basically just like you'll have weapons that have higher strength stats on them, but they don't increase in weapon damage.
Mm-hmm.
So a weapon that should be better is actually worse because of the off stats.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas normally if it has higher weapon damage, you'll take it regardless. So after all this hard work, it turns out, okay, hey, look, I cleared 08 Savage. This is great. Oh, the Tombstone weapon is better.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
People are saying they're rose gold nuggets. Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. It's gold nugget. Go look up the Moogle chronometer. It's asking for. It even has an icon.
There's gold ingots in the game, but but they're asking for gold nuggets, which do not exist in the game.
Yeah, they might be calling for a rose gold nugget. That might be true. That might be
or
the
a
original
gold
intent, or a gold ingot, or maybe
yeah.
it called for something that was being put back into the game. A gold nugget.
Could be that too.
We'll know when 4.21 hits. Also, when adjusting prices of market board listings of 100 or more of an item, the listed quantity is displayed as 99, and the prices also display the price for 99 items. That is only a display issue. But, and this is also only for crystals. You know, you can't put over 99 for other stuff. Also, when a monk with 5 stacks of chakra changes areas or uses the group post feature, the sound effect for when a monk stacks 5 chakra will be replayed.
Game breaking.
So it's just like ching ching ching
Yeah.
ching.
Also, chat messages made by blacklisted characters are displayed in the following chat modes: Link Shell, Free Company, and the Novice Network. So that's nice. That's nice for the Novice Network to have all the blocked players talk.
Jesus,
that's fucked up.
That must have been annoying.
Oh my god, there must have been
and, like,
so many spoilers in that chat. Okay.
Wow.
So that's a thing. Okay, let's get into the live letter XLII. So it started with a Q&A. And that reminded me of something we didn't talk about in the previous episode. And that was the issues with the instance servers after patch 4.2 launched.
It didn't affect me, so I didn't.
So were you on when it opened?
I was on like. Yeah.
So Cactuar wasn't that hard hit then?
No, I just got it. Maybe I just got it fast.
Because
always happens with you, Yaz.
I didn't do the story.
With Stormblood's launch.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
Why are you cheating the servers, Yaz?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Because I went on immediately when the patch went out, so I don't understand. And
yeah, I went directly for Sigmascape and then crafting. So,
but Sigmascape had an instance. I couldn't get.
Yeah, and I did not have any issue.
I did the story first. I did the story first, so I had there was time for people to bug up the servers, I guess.
Yeah, I went straight to Sigma and no problems there. No problems anywhere.
Short amount of time too. It was like 3 hours or something it lasted.
Yeah,
it was like pretty early in the morning for Americans.
Yeah. Ragnarok was hell. Let me just say that. It was fucking...
Cactuar has more people on it than Ragnarok, so...
Well, apparently not dedicated enough, because our servers crashed immediately. Like, maybe
the EU servers suck, that's all.
We got brand new servers. You still have the old servers just moved to another location, so put down
that's
that
not true at all. That's
none.
Not true. You think they shipped servers from Montreal to Sacramento?
Yeah, they chose a cheap location. So you have shit servers. We have good European quality. We have German engineering. You can't deny the power of the German engineers.
I can't deny that they're German. Yes, that is a fact. I cannot deny that they're German.
But yeah, it happened pretty instant. So they did the thing again where they put instances in main story and even in the raid. That not only did they release the normal mode raid, but they released Savage as well. So people were like fucking furious because they couldn't get into the world race because of the instance. Which did they not learn anything?
Anybody who's dedicated enough to go to the world race and actually get on within the first 20 minutes got through. There wasn't enough people trying it at the beginning. If you got there fast enough, if you cared, you got there fast enough.
It was cleared pretty quickly too.
It
wasn't
was.
It really was.
It was.
So anybody complaining that they didn't get into the world right, it's like, no, everybody did.
Because
so.
the login
Oh,
servers
nice.
crashed too. So there was a lot of stuff that happened when that patch launched, and it's the same story every time, I guess. But it's why do they put instances in the main scenario on patch day?
Because they're amazing.
I know they're amazing, but at least upgrade.
There's such a good storytelling. Like,
Also, people
there's such a good vessel for storytelling that, like, you can tell with your character. I love the fact that they're in the game and they make the game story.
I'm
actually
not saying that we shouldn't have instances. I know that, but if you're putting an instance in all the new content, at least be ready for it. So this put the servers down for was it 3 hours? Was a 3-hour emergency maintenance?
I feel like after like 20 years of MMOs, people are still going, guys, why do the games crash when new stuff comes out? It's like, because that's how MMO. That's just an MMO.
But isn't that weird though? That we in 2018
no, because
still haven't figured it out.
It's complicated.
No.
This
I'm done with that excuse. I am done. I'm done with that excuse. We've heard that excuse for 20 years. It's too complicated. We do not know. We didn't know that many players were going to play. We didn't know.
The biggest
It's
company in
Welsh.
the world.
Yeah, I became Welsh. That's where our
The-
servers really are. If you
The
didn't know.
biggest
Powered by sheep.
companies in the world cannot manage to have a flawless release of any game ever. It just doesn't happen. Patches doesn't happen. Blizzard cannot release. It's Blizzard Activision, two of the largest companies in the fucking world, and they can't release a game that is stable on launch day, okay?
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
Are you white knighting all
I'm
companies
white knighting.
right now?
I'm white knighting all of the video game industry, giving them a slight break that we need to be a little less entitled sometimes.
So we're just
There's
gonna
be
so we're just gonna go, okay, it's supposed to crash. I like you. Your game should crash
no.
on launch. If your game does not crash on launch, I will stop subbing.
That's
That
not
is
all
it.
what I'm saying. That's not all what I'm saying. I'm saying that the fact that when
That, ladies and gentlemen, is called the straw man argument. If
undetermined-
you didn't know. Yes.
yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got
when
him.
an undetermined amount of people are gonna log in, things happen, right?
Yeah. I know. But
there
it
is
is
things that
annoying
could-
when they've sort of had this issue before and they promised they would
Mhm.
fix it.
Yeah, and there is things that you can do, like a very common thing that online games in general will do is they will just temporarily rent servers
Mm-hmm.
for like a small time. You know, okay, patch is coming out, blah blah blah. Let's reserve extra servers for 2 months, and then we're good. We'll get rid of the servers afterwards.
I forgot why I,
don't know
got
if-
so
I
fired
don't know
up.
how.
I
that,
don't know why we're talking about this because it is explained. It was a human error that caused this.
Mhm.
Yes. Which is
It didn't
why it's
happen in 4.1
infuriating.
either.
What?
It didn't happen in 4.1 at all either.
Yeah.
Like what instance it had. Because this time it was just Yoshi P just said, yeah, it was. human
Because
error, that was our
immediately
fault.
after the emergency maintenance, everything worked, even though the
Yeah,
pressure
yeah,
was
yeah.
the same.
Mhm.
So there was a human
in fact,
error.
it was probably higher. The pressure was
Yeah.
probably higher. Like,
yeah,
at the
because at that
instant it
point,
opened
people
back
had
up.
come home from work.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
And North America had woken up. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's that. They also explain why the instance is where it is. That's because it's tied to the flow of the scenario. They can't really move it to the end because it has to fit in with everything. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's why they did that. I mean, it wasn't at the beginning either. It was just like near the middle almost. So
Right.
yeah,
Unless you were Sigmascape, where it was literally like
that
2 seconds in.
Yes. Yeah, they need to QA better. I think they also said that. I think that's also written somewhere. That I think it was for the maintenance thing. Yeah. We have deemed it necessary to add 1 extra day for extensive QA testing. They said for this maintenance. So after 4.1, they finally 4.2, sorry, that they have to QA. They need better QA. So they have probably learned them.
Take an extra day if they need it.
Yeah.
Well, it almost seems like
Introduce-
they're just saying you'll have to deal with the bugs for the extra day because when we fix them, we want to make sure we actually fix them. Is kind of more what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Why not just have a test server?
I mean,
We've talked
that's
about this
been
before,
the
but
thing
yeah.
for years. Yeah.
That's totally just a Japanese developer thing.
11
I agree.
has a
How they
test
deal with their
server.
community.
11 has a
It
test
does?
server. Yeah, Atomos is a
Oh.
test server. Yeah. They have a test
Oh,
server.
right.
We can go
Really?
in right now. It's on their website, I think. If you check server status, I believe Atomos is the test server for 11. If there are any 11 players out there, please confirm. Yeah.
Okay.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Um,
I don't know if it's still open. I don't know if it's still a thing.
I don't know,
Well,
but
at
at
least
some
it was.
point,
It's probably
it
not, because what are they testing anymore?
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
Throwing some
11 has
shade on
great
11.
updates.
I mean, it has the monthly. Is it Ambuscado and Dynamis updates? I think. I think that's all they're getting now each
Maybe
month.
it is. Yeah, it might still be on there.
I
Yeah.
love 11. Never played it.
One day, Mila, we're gonna have a stream where you
It's
just
so trash.
that is mean. That is rude. That is just
Oh.
fly out. How dare you?
I
It has
can't play-
Tetramaster.
I can't play 11. I was too busy playing Fantasy Star. I'm sorry.
How
It was
dare you?
Fantasy Star.
This
Oh my
we need to
God.
move on.
PS2.
We also someone's asking if for their spoilers today. There's no spoilers because we don't have time to talk about the main scenario today.
Nay.
Tanks.
Okay, so there was some tank stuff we talked about. They talked about. Will there be increases to Warrior and Dark Knight support abilities and DPS? Well,
Paladin's still too strong. Nerf it more.
Yes.
Don't touch it. Don't you dare touch it.
Party support abilities are aspects of the job's identity, so we won't make everything exactly the same. Also, we believe warriors are very strong.
Yeah, like literally, who the fuck just said that? Guys, Warrior needs to be stronger. I imagine Yoshi P's face was just like,
Yeah, well,
It sounds like some people just play one class and then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Dark Knight though. Dark Knight. I mean, yes.
Dark Knight.
He really. I don't know when he's gonna actually admit that Dark Knight is shit, because he literally never acknowledges it ever. It's like he'll be like, somebody will be like, Yoshida, Paladin and Dark Knight seem to be in a weird spot right now, and he'll be like, yes, Paladin is in a very weird spot, and
Yeah.
we are planning on nerfing its damage right away. Next question, please.
Yes.
It's like, dude, what? Like, seriously, you're not even acknowledging it.
One day, Dark Knights. I'm fighting for you guys.
Yeah.
I promise.
I
What
don't
if they
know.
just cap them at 70? They can never progress past 70.
That's fine. I'm fine with me, because that means I always got a Paladin spot. So yeah, let's do it.
The Blackest Night adjustment for Dark Knight was nice. However, I feel that the effect of Dark Passenger and Shadow Wall are still low compared to the MP cost and length of the recast time. I would like to see Dark Knight's defensive properties expanded. So
This is the first time he acknowledges it.
He says, it feels like we've been receiving more requests to adjust the other jobs since the latest Warrior adjustment. We believe the balance within each of the roles are starting to be even out, so we're currently discussing to see how we can make adjustments to Dark Knight. Please wait a bit longer. Content is balanced around recast times of the of the buffs. I don't know why I said debuffs. So we think that jobs will be strengthened simply by reducing the recast timers. We would like to carefully look into this.
Yep. So he does not
He doesn't even say
acknowledge
anything.
the problems
Yeah.
about Dark Knight at all. He
He
basically says cooldowns are a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can't change the timings.
It's just
which he's
words.
right. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yep, you're right. Everything else, the actual problems with the job, because I'm sorry, yeah, the problems are not Shadow Wall. It's not the problem with Dark Knight. Shadow Wall's fine. So
One day.
one day maybe they'll actually have a discussion of what Dark Knight is. And what it's
One day
supposed to
they'll
be.
turn into a DPS.
No.
Like, fuck it. Just whatever. It's not a tank anymore. We can't figure it out.
Yeah, pretty much.
There was also a quick comment about tank accessories and removing direct hit. That is being discussed because apparently people have been asking for that.
And that's just for tanks, you said, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No direct hit, so that's the thing. So,
What are you talking about removing? Like,
yeah, not being able to
Direct
meld
hit.
to gear specifically, but
I already do.
Yeah, well,
Not
I mean,
anymore.
I've pentamelded crafted accessories. They ain't taking them away from me. So.
Say
they
goodbye.
might
Not for
just
you,
do that.
yes.
They might.
Do you want to know what the
just do
problem's
that.
gonna be? You want to know what's gonna happen if they do that?
Uh-huh.
These accessories are still gonna be good for way too long.
Uh-huh.
Just like they did. Just like when you were wearing 250 accessories at the beginning of Stormblood, the same thing will happen if they do that. Because going from 0 to 14 direct hit is the biggest DPS increase you can have.
Yeah.
So
They're just going to change all of your melds to piety.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that too. I'd cast a lot of holy spirits.
Oh,
Man.
that's true. Yeah. Okay. They'll just turn them into elemental materia. That's where they put them.
Fire wands.
What about crafted being better than raid accessories? I'm fine with that because crafted accessories are really expensive, and if you want optimal melds, you're spending a lot. So
Yeah, I think crafting needs to be a little bit more integrated into PvE.
Yeah. I'm glad that some form of crafted gear is good at the top tier level of gameplay, which is the only time it ever is.
That's true.
So
okay. Let's see. There was some talk about Black Mage and support abilities, which he basically said no. He does not want to add support abilities to Black Mage.
Why would you? What? Who's
Well,
asking for
because
this?
they don't have any.
They don't have anything.
People are angry because they don't have. People don't bring samurais and black mages into parties for meta reasons because they heard someone did it and now they think that's how it should be.
It's not even. There is more reason. There's more to it than just that. It's the fact that as of right now, they're not pulling like as much. Like they're not pulling an astounding more amount of damage than the other jobs are, and they bring nothing to the table.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Right?
And he's saying, well, that's how it has to be, so just live with it.
Also, because
no, what he should say is their damage should be fucking higher, so you
I agree with that, but he's not even saying that. He's just
I know
saying,
he does not say that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Also, he plays Black Mage, and all he wants to do is DPS. He just wants.
Yeah, but that's fine. They should have a lot more DPS.
He just wants the power. Okay.
I think it's stupid that every DPS class basically does exactly the same DPS.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's leave that and let's get into the toilet. Do you have plans to add a system that would allow gear converted to glamour to be used using the previous glamour method without the use of a plate? We're currently receiving a lot of calls. This is great. Because who would have thought it? Who would have thought this happened? We're receiving a lot of calls to our support center from players saying they converted the wrong gear. Converted gear aren't gone completely, they can still be used as glamour. We may change or adjust the point on how it cannot be used as normal gear. However, there's still the issue about inventory size, so we haven't decided on this yet. We're also developing a system that'll allow glamoring directly using the items stored inside the dresser.
Who could have predicted this?
I did not see that coming.
Who
thought this would be a problem, huh? Huh.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, at least they said they may do it in the future. It should have been there from the beginning, but eventually the glamour dresser will be worth something.
Yeah, this is where
I can't stand it anymore. How is it so hard?
Yeah, it gets better. Do you have plans to increase the amount of items that can be stored inside the glamour dresser or add more glamour plates? This will increase the amount of data passed through the network, so we're discussing where we can increase and make this possible, to increase the areas in which the plates can be applied or to increase the amount of plates. We need to choose one, and we're currently thinking to increase the number of plates available. We're carefully looking at everyone's data, so we would like to make adjustments while maintaining a good balance.
Oh my.
More plates?
I would rather take more plates than more I would rather take more plates than more space, personally.
I mean, it doesn't make a difference to me because I won't use it until they make it work.
This system is...
I mean, it's garbage. Yeah,
it's
true.
so garbage. And yeah, I talked about the technical debt. This is probably the biggest sign of that. Like, this is where all the corners they cut with the Realm Reborn is starting to catch up to them. The back end is probably a big-ass mess. And, you know, this shouldn't have been hard. I am saying that as not a programmer, but like looking at every other MMO out there, they've done it. Like, look at Guild Wars' system. It's like heaps and bounds over this,
and it's free.
And it's free. Well, it's buy to play. It's buy to
used
play.
To be. It's free now.
The first, if you don't buy the expansion, I think. But yeah, you can buy the base game.
Loads of games have it for free. The
has
filthiest Korean pay-to-win MMOs have it for free.
Yep,
that is true.
Boob and Soul has it. I'm pretty sure.
And I'm
sure everything has it.
And we all know the Square Enix would want 14 to have it, but it's very clear they can't, because otherwise we would have it by now.
Yeah.
So again, this is the curse of releasing a Realm Reborn as quickly as they did.
Yeah. 1.0, thank you.
1.0, thank you once again. You keep delivering even after your death. Thank you so much.
Thank God I stocked up on gold nuggets.
I've seen a lot of comments from people saying like they should just nuke the game, but sadly, like they should. It's sad to say, but like the only yeah, do it again. Another calamity, please. But
we almost had one.
Yeah, because it's very. It seems now that it's easier to just make a new game than to repair 14 to like make this stuff like this work properly. Because I don't even know how they would fix it. Like,
I wouldn't even mind.
Yeah, what?
I'd go for it. Fine, make a new game. I'd just
lose all.
Just make a game that works.
Because then it would probably end service on. Because
yeah,
it's not like 11, where 11 was still a working game. 14 would then be like viewed as like the game that they couldn't fix, so people would stop playing, and eventually it will just die, which would be weird because we would probably have like 14 die because people didn't play it, and 11 would still be going because some people would surely run over to 11 while 14 was down, and you know it would be a mess. Were we talking about this? Oh yeah, technical debt. It's a sad thing, but it's true.
Glamour somehow.
Glamour. I mean, glamour is the most glaring evidence of technical debt.
It's true. It's true.
I don't think it holds the game back that much, but it is kind of an annoyance.
It doesn't, but it's like the first like real like sign, because everything else has sort of been sorted in the game. Like we've learned to live with some of the restrictions, and they're not as in your face. But the glamour system is like,
it's atrocious.
Fuck? Yeah,
it really is atrocious.
Gotta wait for Final Fantasy 24. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sadly,
it just makes you wonder what will break next, though.
Yeah, don't say that. That's scary.
Like, the next expansion might just not even work.
Yeah,
might just destroy the game.
Teleporting.
Yeah. Sorry, you can't teleport anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's no Vive compatibility.
Okay. Let's move on. You're able to participate in the fashion report from level 15, but is it possible to get a high score with just low level gear? That's a hot potato.
Oh my God, I'm so angry about fashion report.
I could feel the heat coming into my room now.
There are no trousers that are above 1 star, and then the only other one is the gold one, which is a stupid new old house. Okay, I'm done.
I think I might just go for a little while. You guys want time?
No,
give it 5 minutes, guys. I'll be done.
Let me just read the answer. We would like fashion report to be the reason to start glamoring. That is an interesting statement.
Is that's
your entryway drug, apparently.
So
which it really shouldn't be.
The entryway drug is going, who's this NPC? Oh, let me Google what this is. Oh, it requires me to have 45 mil? Oh, okay, this is my entry into glamour. I'm good. I don't think I'm ever going to glamour in my entire thing. Spy.
You don't even have to glamour. You can just wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
It still counts for the score. So I get what he's saying, but...
That's a real dumb.
That is a dumb statement. You may think there's no point in getting higher than 80 points, but for new players who just started their adventure, we would like them to feel that they are able to enjoy glamoring as their level increases. Please note, he did not answer the question. I mean, he kind of did. He kind of said, no, you can't get a high score with low level gear. Because he said, you don't have to get a high score. You don't need to. You still get 10k. Like, okay, I get you.
What does it mean with low level gear though? Because it's all level 1 gear. And not all of it's expensive. It only becomes expensive once people figure it out.
The prices for the survival shirt is fucking through the roof.
Yeah, but it was 10k before.
Yeah.
Or less.
And that was like $1 million for a jacket.
So it's not.
Well, it's not always level 1 gear because there's been some like random tome gear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
the ring for last week was yeah, we talked about the fashion report.
Yeah,
it's definitely more for people who are max level anyway.
It's okay, but it's if you want to get like over 80, you have to shell out some moolah.
Mm-hmm.
When will fishers receive a new secondary tool? Compared to other disciples of the land, their stats are lower because of the secondary tool. I'm looking forward to a secondary tool. There's a lot of secondary tool words. Secondary tool is like repeated like 5 times in here.
What a strange request.
I'm looking forward to a secondary tool with strong stats. Well, it's because they lose a slot with stats.
Yeah. But then the whole of the gameplay is just going to be catered around them not having those extra stats.
Yeah,
right?
but which is fine, Mila, but now they have a secondary slot.
Yes.
And it's stuck with a level, the spearfish.
Of course, yeah.
Which is level 61, and you can never upgrade it. It's level 61, and it's always level 61. And it just gives you like 10 GP or something. So I think they're saying, like, now we have the slot, can we bump the stats up, please?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
So can make them even across all of the gatherers that way?
So
because they're not.
The answer is fishers are set up in a special way. We haven't added any attributes to their secondary tool and haven't included this as part of their balancing. As for why they have GP, the durability of their gear will drop when they fish. And so to compensate for this, we have added the GP.
Great. What does that
mean? Because I was going to say, because it has like 10 GP on it or something really stupid on it.
Yeah.
I guess they're saying, so then if it breaks, you'll lose 10 GP, which is really stupid because what does 10 GP really get you?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Especially if you're wearing regular accessories, you're already above 700 and 10 GP makes no difference, but whatever.
Who goes gathering in broken gear though? What a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's really strange.
The content's balanced around having it like that, so it's...
Yeah.
It would be, I guess it would just be nice to have, since if you have a nice crafted set of gathering gear, to have the same stats across all your gatherers.
Yeah.
You know? Which
you can't, so live with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. True.
But you know, can you see the spear fishing thing?
Apparently it's 35 GP, so
like is it something you can physically see ever in the game? The spear
when
thing.
you use it.
When you use it.
So maybe people might want like new looks for it then or something at the very least.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Adding Look, Hill, don't look like that. You know what people are like in this game.
I do. Sure,
dude, I glamour my pickaxe and my hatchet, so
there you go.
They glow when I hit a node. They glow.
Yeah, I know.
They
glow ruin that by not making. Like they should have had it when you just unsheath it as well.
I agree. Look, Hill, it's a glows like a Bahamut weapon, and it's a hatchet. Chill out. Don't be a party pooper.
The dye information is lost. When storing items in the armoire, making it hard to store items that are dyed rare colors. This is a question. Would it be possible to retain the dye information for items stored inside the armoire? Again, technical debt. We cannot add additional space to the system to store the dye information, so we cannot do this because 14 is making adjustments in bits. So
gotta get those bits.
Okay.
I mean... Or
wait, what?
Make of that what you may. We'll just move on. Cutscenes.
My biggest answer for you guys.
What? Yeah, yeah. Interpret it. That's what. Like sometimes he just gives you like the hints, and then you figure it out. Mm-hmm. Cutscenes can no longer be skipped in Castrum, Meridianum, and Praetorium main scenario dungeons to accommodate for new players, which we all know is great. Are there any other dungeons or trials that are scheduled to be adjusted like this? But, I mean, the answer is obviously...
There are none.
There are no cutscenes in dungeons after that.
The Aerie is really long, but that's at the very beginning, and you can't, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
People usually wait, so... I mean, they can't leave.
Have to.
You can't leave because you'll be locked in
wait.
place. Yeah. So they're working on enhancing the rewards, because I guess they've received feedback that just doubling the EXP isn't gonna work.
That wasn't enough?
No.
Eventually we'll get to a spot that it will be worth doing though. Eventually. Guys, well, not worth doing, but
did the main scenario roulette die?
Hey, I mean it's a big surprise, but I believe it
Weird.
did. Yeah.
I don't know why that.
I thought it was the most popular roulette there was. So.
Same.
In the Jade Stoa Extreme, there's a strategy where you use the tank limit break to ignore through the roar of thunder. But did the dev team plan for this strategy? The answer is no. So expect a fix on that. Yeah,
could have got that one out pretty easily.
Yeah.
I love his answer for this actually.
Okay, do you want me to read the full answer? Okay.
Yeah,
we did not foresee
love it.
this.
I think it's great.
Similar to the great strategy for the meteor face in the second coil of Bahamut turn 4, this was something the players created on their own, so we think this is good as is. However, if you're going to use tank limit break, make sure to discuss with your group beforehand.
Okay.
Nice.
He's saying they've figured out something new and he's actually happy to keep in the game.
Yeah,
That is surprising.
There was in the unofficial, he was talking about how there are exceptions to that where he will want to change it, like Titan tanking Ramuh, for example, because that affected tanks' abilities to get Qs into that fight.
Yeah.
So as long as it doesn't affect anyone's ability to get into a fight or to get a fight done, they are okay keeping it. If it's just a strategy and not a bug, which I respect that a lot. Because they're basically saying, yeah, you're smarter than us. You figured it out. Go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But then there's a rumor about warriors playing on an SSD has an advantage inside Omega Sigmascape V1 Savage. But that's wrong. Using an SSD does not change anything because the loading time is adjusted, so they're loaded the same. So it's just the timing.
It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Do you think that's bullshit?
100% bullshit. Absolutely. I'm on a solid state and I go in the same time as my warrior. I'm out like 50 seconds before he is. So no thanks. It's not true. That's absolute garbage.
What a weird answer then. Why wouldn't he just say, yeah, that is an issue. We're looking into it.
I'm sure he's right on some technical way where he's like, technically the game is loading your character in the same way. Whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. You know what?
It's like,
yeah, I have a hard, yeah.
You think it's PS4?
Oh yeah,
maybe.
You know what? That's probably why they have that in place, so that PS4 players can load in at a so. Yeah, that's, you know what? There has to be some credence to this statement.
I'm not saying you can't do it on not a solid state, because it's very, very easy to do on a regular as well. I'm saying that solid state absolutely does still give you an advantage, because legit with
I'd be surprised if that wasn't the case. Yeah.
Yeah, like with the warrior using IR and me going in and just using Requiescat, I will beat the warrior and he can kill it in 2 GCDs and I can't. And I'm getting out of there, getting in and out faster. I'm sorry, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
It may not be the make or break, but it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, for sure. How do you feel about the current progression of Omega Sigmascape and what was originally assumed by the development team? So he says, just like Omega Deltascape, we see many players challenging it. For those that completed the previous Savage V4, they may feel the progression is slower, but it's only the second week, so don't rush and enjoy it. Okay, nice.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dad. The characters really stood out in the Ananta Beast Tribe quest, which made it really fun. I'm looking forward to the next Beast Tribe quest series, but will we see Namasu or Lupin? So the next Beast Tribe will be Disciples of Land and Hand specific, which sucks, because now all my crafters and gatherers are level 70, and I won't get anything out of it.
Hooray!
Also, yes.
You'll probably get. I'm not upset about it. There's probably gonna be some like glass fibers or something.
Whatever.
Gear. It'll have a use.
All the band
mounts.
as usual.
But who's it gonna be?
But who's it gonna be then? Popular characters will be involved, and we believe it'll be exciting. You might see some characters that were involved in the main scenario as well, so please look forward to it.
Got ideas? Anyone got ideas? It's very obvious, in my opinion.
I mean, it could be obvious, but
yeah,
it's the Doman Enclave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
100%.
So it's gonna be.
But then it's not a beast tribe, is it?
No, but there's a beast tribe close by, I guess.
Exactly.
So it's
I think it's gonna be a lot of the beast tribes in the Yangsha area coming together to help rebuild this. That's what I think.
Both
yeah.
of them.
Okay. Yeah, both
We'll
of them.
And then just like, and I would assume it has lots to do with the Doman refugees from Mordona. It's probably gonna be a big conglomerate of things. And is what I imagine.
Yeah,
could be wrong.
Yeah,
might just be catfish.
It would make. I mean, the Doman Enclave thing is very. I feel like it's too obvious. Like it is obvious. I feel like that has to be the place. Okay. We'll see.
And it makes sense, like building, because you're rebuilding. You're not necessarily fighting stuff, because you're basically just rebuilding a city. You're not actually trying to kill things, right?
Yeah.
So I think it makes.
However, I mean, there is a spot. Okay, you see, because I thought the Doman Enclave would be built with the main scenario, because that would make sense. But I just remembered that if you walk to the very end of the Enclave, I can't remember the cardinal direction, but you walk one way, there's a guard stopping you, and he says that we're still clearing up here. That might be a spot where the Beast Tribe might start to rebuild.
Oh, that's a very smart idea. That's a cool idea, actually. So you could have like the main hub, like Hien's like room and all that stuff, get constantly upgraded through the MSQ, and have like it's 14, so it'll be like an orphanage or something. Probably they do everything they'll be rebuilding an orphanage in the corner or something like that. So that actually seems like a pretty logical answer.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we?
Hey, man will always be there too.
Yeah.
He's never gonna get back up.
I feel so bad for him. I want to help him.
It's sad.
There's like people right there, and he's like shouting for help.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yep.
For Triple Triad, even if we're able to collect rare cards, okay, so basically people are complaining about the limitations, which I think are still insanely stupid. They make no sense. At this point, it never made sense, because Triple Triad was never like that. Like they made Triple Triad worse than it was, in my opinion.
It must remain fair and balanced.
It's so annoying.
It's so important, Flukio, that we maintain the balance of the team.
Oh, for fucking Gold Saucer game. Oh, it's so annoying. But yeah, they're looking into it, making adjustments. Please wait, which probably means they probably won't change it.
Just let us have all 5-star cards. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
At this point, just
let me stomp every NPC into the dirt.
Yeah.
Give them 6-star cards. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they can make them having harder NPCs or whatever.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, some of the rules make your cards like pointless anyway, because you have rules that change your cards and whatnot. The number of minions have increased, so basically what they said was that they are looking into which is weird. They're looking into this to like categorize the minions, which I thought was weird, just because is that for like Lord of Minion? So you know where your like your puppets and your beastkin and whatever are. I don't know. It's weird.
Are you sure? I mean, there's a lot of them at this point, so make it a little bit easier,
I guess. It's become difficult to complete various large-scale fates because the number of participants have decreased. Do you have any plans to give incentives to players by adding rewards or adjusting the strength of the boss? Answer? No plans to add rewards, but they are planning to make adjustments to their strength.
Cool.
Okay. So, I mean, it's still fun doing Odin. That'd be nice to make it a bit more doable with smaller groups.
I think that's kind of important too, because there's achievements tied to a lot of those.
Yeah.
I made sure to get them like at the beginning of every expansion so I can forget about them, but you can get some cool stuff from them. Like there's bardings that come from some of the new ones in Stormblood, and they're damn near impossible to get done. So yeah, would be nice.
When can we exchange 99 totems for doggos for Susanoo and Lakshmi Extreme? And that is patch 4.25. So get ready for that farm, boys.
God, I spent all mine.
Yeah. Do you have plans to introduce mounts that seat 4 to 8 players? This one is actually a popular request. I keep seeing this one popping up. May implement that sometime in the future. What do you think? What do you think that mount's gonna be?
Alteroid.
Yeah, a lot of people said that. Alteroid. That would be fucking amazing. Chocobo Carriage. Yeah, Mela said that's a legit.
I agree. That's a very good idea, Mela.
It's lore friendly.
I just think it's the most logical one.
Yeah.
Like, and easiest to implement.
And it's a very normal mode of transportation.
I'd like to see, something like ridiculous, but
yeah.
Yeah, tandem bicycle.
Yeah. Just loads of people on it.
That would be pretty cool. Do they have bicycles?
Oh, a tandem bicycle that's just one seat when you're riding it alone, but as soon as somebody tries to
it just adds.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be great.
Another chair and it just keeps growing extra seats.
That would be amazing. People stop bringing up the 15 car. We don't want them to remember that.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
don't make
Cloud's
that happen.
Bike, but it has like sidecars that like
it's
seven sidecars.
It's Cloud's bike, and then it's also the full-size Ragnarok from Doom, where you can go inside and you can play party games with your friends while you're inside.
Oh
shit.
That's so cool, man. Oh my god.
An FC
cool
mount would be
like
cool.
your FC mount.
Yeah.
Airship would be cool.
Yeah.
Mount
And airship would be, I mean, all 8-man mounts would be pretty massive, I would assume. So,
They don't have to be that big though.
Oh my god, yeah. What if it could be like an FC craft project?
Come on,
I
guys.
mean, that would be cool.
Does just one person get it though? Like you have to hang out with the leader if you want to hang out in the 8-man VIP.
Right,
sounds legit to me.
Clearly, the umbrella mount will just grow a picnic table under it to give other people a lift.
Okay with that.
I really hope the umbrella mount disappears.
I can't wait to cosplay as Mary Poppins. It's gonna be great. So that was that. Do you have... This is a weird one. Do you have plans to expand on the stats of the Chocobo companion? I want to see my companion be more active. And here's the most Japanese addition to that question. Similar to Alpha. Okay, we have talked about this before. These questions, I don't think are from real people. I think they're from Square Enix. Because they're pushing Alpha throughout. They're pushing him. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they want. So they say the companion system is very complicated, and we're asking for more time to introduce additions and adjustments.
Guys,
very complicated.
Have you? I have a question, Yoshida. Are you guys going to be putting Alpha in, and also maybe for $9.99 in the Square Enix store at www.squareenixstore/alpha?
That was a legit
possibly
question.
retailing for $24.99.
We're making fun of this. This was a legit question that I didn't even put in the show notes because it was so obvious. Because they were like, "I want more Alpha merch. Make more Alpha merch." And I'm like,
right. It's like, guys, okay.
Isn't Alpha just? I mean, Alpha is the Chocobo from
5.
So there's already merch for Alpha already has merch. I guess that's why they put on the Ironworks gear. So now there's a special version of Alpha.
Well, I mean, his name should be Boko. It would be Boko, but they put a jacket on him.
Well, Boko's been used in the Gold Saucer anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
What a waste.
They want the emote list is getting pretty long, which is true. They wanted to make it visually easier to find them, such as adding new next to them when there's new emotes added. So they're talking to the UI team to see if they can sort that out.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a nice thing. So you know, like every patch, okay, that's a new emote. Let's try that one out and never use it again. So could you let us know the status of the mobile app, which we've heard since A Realm Reborn? We're looking into releasing it now by patch 4.3.
Oh, not 4.2 this time.
Getting pushed.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pushed since 2.1. This is just the forever push.
It's almost here, right? It's almost just 4.3. It's one more patch.
It's been 4 years, and it's still.
This is the carrot. I don't even know why we want this carrot.
I distinctly remember hearing we were planning on implementing it around 3.
Yeah.
I specifically remember those words.
But don't worry, guys. We're thinking about putting in a subscription service for it, so you can access more premium
they had
features.
to push it back so they could add that subscription service in there. So yeah, we'll
themes.
see.
You can buy themes for it.
They hope to show this in a future letter from the producer live. The app is tied to in-game using a large-scale server.
Sorry, no, carry on. Just large-scale server made me laugh because I don't think they have any.
It's on the same. It's the instant server. They just added it.
The instant toaster.
Yeah. So we're
currently making a nice crumpet.
So we're carefully preparing the final tests.
Bless.
So will we see it
final
in 4.3? Stay tuned.
Let's test it.
The final test. It's happening for realsies, dude.
Well, Eureka's coming out, so maybe this will actually come out.
Yeah, because now we're talking about...
That was a good segue, wasn't it?
That was a good segue.
That was really good, Yas.
That was Yas. Thank you very much, Yas. Thank you.
You're promoted.
You're promoted to...
Pay rise of 100% increase. Well done.
Pen.
Pen?
Yeah, okay. That's your new title. Yas Pot is the pen of Speakers of
The pen!
It will always be my thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Secretary.
Okay. Eureka. That was the big kicker with this live letter. We all knew that was coming.
The only reason we watched, we had to sit through like an hour of Q&A.
That was, they put the Q&A at the beginning, of course, clever. They showed, I don't even know how to start this. portion. We don't have any screenshots or anything because I didn't put that up because lazy and all that.
He was too excited.
I was too excited. I didn't even make any notes. Like it just says Eureka! Exclamation. That is all. That is all.
It was really good.
It was good. So the instance can hold 144 players at a time, which for Final Fantasy XIV is quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The time limit, there is a time limit. 180 minutes.
3 hours.
So that's 3 hours.
It's not bad. It's awful still, isn't it? But
again,
it's not bad.
I guess this is again the technical debt. This could be, but no, it's not. We talked about this when we were covering
it could have been
this could have been a zone. It is a zone, and we're gonna get into this further. Like we're gonna talk more about this in depth. But it's baffling that this is a duty and not a zone. But
no, I can kind of understand it. There's reasons why I can understand it.
Well, we'll get to it. So they talked about the weapons. I will talk about the weapons later as well. So what they showed up first was the magia. I don't know how to pronounce
probably
it.
Magia.
Magia melder.
Yes.
Is it magia?
I'm gonna say it's magia.
Okay, so that's our official stance on this. Magia.
Why am I the one who picks the official stance?
You're the pen, dude.
You're the pen.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm sorry, I'm not used to my new responsibilities yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
skill trees. We got them.
So we were right about two things. First of all, Kryl is involved. I was fucking nailing that shit. But
100%.
Mila got his skill tree light, which isn't really a skill tree.
Pretty damn light, but it's...
Was it not one of you two that mentioned the Isle of Val?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you were also right there.
Is it confirmed?
Oh, it's confirmed, my boy.
Is it? It is.
It's damn near confirmed.
We were about to discuss that, but
it's damn near confirmed.
Because when we
the only reason I was
it's not confirmed, but
it is not confirmed. But if you now take Kryl's words into consideration,
if you take any context at all and look at the it's 100% what's going on.
Yes,
it's Charlian and it's a magical island,
and it disappeared, and now it's back.
And it disappeared exactly.
So yeah, are we gonna set up that's Isle of Val? Are we gonna place our 100%? Bets?
If it's not Isle of Val, it is the beginning to the story of finding the Isle of Val.
Yeah,
yes,
because everything
himself into
everything lines up with that because of the Aetheryte looking older. It's an older Charlian design. And everything else looks Charlian, so yeah, I agree. It should be Isle of Val. So they showed the Magia Melder, which was a wheel, and you have the wheel on screen while you're in game, or while you're walking around, and you can rotate the wheel to change your attributes. Which was a little bit confusing at first because
it was using Magicite as well.
Yes,
you need Magicite to rotate.
Yes, and that this will recharge by itself if you walk around in the overworld. It seemed like it would take forever. You can also go into one of the settlements, interact with the Magia board thing in the settlement, and it would refill you to 5 immediately. And that's also where you build out your elemental stats, which is all the elements: water, ice, fire, thunder, or lightning. Yeah, whatever.
People are asking why would we go to Kugane for Isle of Val? Well, it disappeared. It could have came back up by Kugane.
We don't know where. Yeah, exactly.
We don't know where it is.
That's the only reason I was worried that it might not be Val.
And then also people are talking about the lockpick NPCs by the docks. If you look, there's lockpick NPCs everywhere.
I know. Yeah, they're in.
So that's totally irrelevant.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
If you go to your housing district,
they're there.
Yeah, they're there. What are they for? Do you know?
For opening diadem chests.
So it is diadem. Dude, I've done the new diadem once, so I don't know how that works. Okay.
Do it daily,
what?
I do it daily.
Oh, right. You're farming those.
Yeah, of course.
I do need to get the Pegasus cult though, so I got to go back in.
Yeah, come on, yes, that's good.
Now let's do it.
Okay.
Next hangout stream, guys.
That's what we're doing. Farming Diadem. So, also, of course, you have a level, different level, like a leveling system. It goes up to 20 with the release of Eureka. I thought they said 30 the first time they talked about this, but I might just remembering this wrong. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So also it gives you incentives for being in a party. So if you're in a party, your EXP, you will get more EXP than you would if you were solo. So it incentivizes party play. It was kind of funny because this whole zone, this whole concept is very old school MMO.
Very much so.
Yeah, it was a blast from the past because you now have to actually use the looking for party flag and like shout for parties.
And when is the last time in this game, ever, since 1.0, have you gone EXP grinding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't do that. It's never something we've ever done, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And actually had to think before you pill something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably not going to end up being as much. I don't think it'll end up being as hard.
Later on in the zone.
Later on, we don't know. Did you see how much they fucking hit when Yoshi P? Because Yoshi P entered zone with level 10 monsters, and he got like 60k on an auto attack. Like, that's fucking insanity.
We'll see.
The element they were, right? I think.
Yeah, but that means that's why you have to think for it, because you got to make sure you
have to set your elemental attributes correctly.
I still have a feeling over time it's going to end up being pretty trivial.
I don't know, because with the max level
it's
20,
relics.
you can only hit 4 of the elements.
You say that.
It's 2.
You say that, but there are 11 references here, and if you remember 11, relics in 11 were pretty shit to get. So maybe No, listen. He said something quite interesting during the stream. He said, "This is not content that is intended to be like used by everyone. Like this is just this is the content a lot of people have been asking for, like fluff content to do if they don't do raids, if they don't do dungeons."
But he said that about every relic ever.
Yeah, but that was different. We didn't have a whole zone full of elemental resistance notorious monsters. I said also when we
which makes me believe it's easy, because people are actually going to need to go there. You know, people are going to want to actually go there.
Yeah, hardcore players would go there if it was hardcore.
I think everyone's going to go there because it's a new zone.
Yeah, of course. Initially, everyone went to the gold saucer when it opened.
Weak are going to get left behind. Yes.
Yeah. I'm not hyping Eureka up. I'm not saying that it's going to be fucking 11. It's not going to be era is over.
Don't think it's going to be as hard. I just don't think it's going to be as hard as people are going to make it out to be. It's relics. It's going to be, by the end, you're going to be falling asleep at your chair.
Of course,
casting Fire 4 on a mob over and over again, and not thinking about anything.
It's grind heaven. I mean, it is what it is. It's Final Fantasy. It's what I think the overworld of 1.0 would be if that was still out today.
Right.
I think that's kind of what this would be.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
But so they showed the elemental stuff, which is interesting because 14 since 1.0 just abolished the elemental system, or they kept it in, but it just didn't really work.
Do you want to know what I want? I've been thinking about this nonstop. Like it's been bothering me so much ever since 4.2 came out, when they changed the ward potions, the fire ward potions. They give you experience. I want to meet the guy who has like 90 every single high ward of fire, high mega ward of fire. That person has like 7 relics done, right? Like the second that Eureka comes out, they're done every if they somehow had the foresight to have all of those on.
So again, I'm gonna explain. I never explained what the magic board is. So basically, elemental stats matter in Eureka. So as you level, I believe it is as you level, you gain points that you can put into your magia board and grow your elemental stats. They aren't locked in forever. You can you can
freely reset
whenever. You can
not respec. I don't believe, but I think you. So like
I don't think you could the wheel, right?
Yeah. So like if you had 20 points in water, I don't think you could take 10 of those points away and put them in something else. You would have to say, okay, I want all 20 that is currently in water to be in whatever other one.
Yes.
When he was doing the thing, when he went to the spinning magicite wheel, though, he just clicked a button and they all went out. And he
he did.
Yeah, you can just put them. Wait, all the points went out?
Yeah, so he
did that during the
Oh, so it's literally a respec.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
So when you're in the settlement, you can do that. When you're outside, you can only rotate it.
You can only rotate.
Mhm.
That makes sense to me. I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and there's also like on this wheel, there's like this. I think I have a picture of it, so I think I can show it. So Keel can find his folders.
No, I'm not talking about the elemental resistances. There's these specific ones called wards that they changed, and it now gives you. Doesn't it give you like it gives you like elemental experience or something like that, right? I'm pretty sure they do now. Let me check. Mega ward motion of
should say too, you can't max out your stats or the elemental resistances at first. Because you only have 20 levels, and there's like what 6 elements, something like that.
So you can fill 4 at max, or you can like put a bit in them all.
Yeah,
but they might increase it later on, right? Is what they said.
Potentially,
I assume with the steps of the relic.
Yeah.
The caps, like they would unlock more parts of the zone, maybe, and then you would need high elemental levels to get into those zones.
Yeah.
But they may also increase the amount you can put in each one, depending on that. So. Either way, you might still have to think about it and like respec for certain notorious monsters, which is a cool idea.
Right.
Yeah.
That would, I think respecing for that would be very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's quite a simple system, but I think it's quite nicely executed. But we will see.
Okay, I think we can.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So here's the wheel.
Look how cool it is.
Yeah. It has the
pretty nice.
Yeah, we just talked about all this, but there you see it basically. I'm gonna spoil some stuff because I need to. There we go.
So you'll oh, never mind.
This is the one I wanted to talk about. This is let's move. We have to move on. We're running out of time. So as you can see at the top there, it shows. So you're targeting an enemy, and it will show you that it is if your what element is that? The purple one?
So the lightning one.
Lightning, sorry.
If you're high in lightning, you'll do damage to him, and if you're high in water, you'll take less damage from him.
Yes. So there you go. It's very straightforward, really.
It doesn't necessarily seem like you get penalized, right? Like you won't. It won't be like a damage increase if you're.
That's
fighting
what I was wondering, and I'm not sure.
Right. It doesn't seem like there's necessarily a.
No, but they'll hit like a fucking train.
They will hit like a truck, yes.
Yes.
But I was more wondering, like, even low level, it's like, oh, I walked up to a fire monster, didn't respect to water. Oops, literally nothing I can do about it. It seems like you would be able to still survive. It's just going to be exceedingly more difficult for you.
As long as you can kill it, because they will chase you, yes.
Yeah, they will.
Yes,
you showed that they will not de-aggro. Nope, they will not.
A very long aggro range.
Yeah, I mean, they will follow you till you die, basically.
Right.
He also ran into the settlement to show that you're not safe in the settlement either. There are no guards.
I'm
there.
so glad. I'm so glad.
There is no comfort there.
Can't wait to see dead bodies everywhere.
I can't wait to see the trains again. I've missed trains. Now, here are the trains again. Just so this made me a little happy because look who showed up. Look who's in charge. Look who's in charge of our relic. It's good old Geralt. And that's cool.
Has he not paid his debt off yet?
Apparently
not. I don't think he ever will.
No, he's a drunken bastard. He's probably gained some new debt. So yeah, that's cool. I didn't expect that. So that's the Magia board. I also showed sort of the relic, which is what we expected. It's the artifact gear that you get from your job dude, and the gear becomes dyeable, and you get a glow on your weapon.
Did you notice the glow on the weapon was a little bit different colors? The red mage ones?
Yes, I did.
They did seem a little bit different, didn't they?
They did. I only have one of the pitch. Damn it! Why didn't you save both of them, you idiot? Okay, well, it's.
Are you suggesting that we can change the color of the glow?
Well,
via dyeing the weapon, yes.
I'm not suggesting anything. Ridiculous. I'm suggesting that I would love that.
I would love that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks pretty cool.
Because that one is purple, and then the one where he's wearing the blue relic armor, it's very much more red than purple.
Yeah.
Maybe
very
it's
much more
between like purple and
your
red.
elemental.
Yeah.
Do you think it goes maybe turns with your elemental?
That'd be
Oh,
cool.
That
pretty
would
cool.
that
That'd
make
be
sense?
really
Because
cool.
that doesn't work
Well,
outside of Eureka, does it?
No, but you could like set it to a certain color and then leave your
Oh no, because it
something
like
that, right?
white magic, red magic, and black magic. Purple for black magic.
No, I'm saying
Or do you
like
mean actually within Eureka.
I mean within Eureka, yeah,
Right.
it'll change to the color. Like so, maybe he was he
Maybe.
had maxed lightning and then it was purple. Maybe he had maxed fire when he took that one screenshot, so it was red.
Mhm.
Just a
Potentially,
thought.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Someone suggested camping at the exit and finally get that Good Samaritan achievement as a healer. Just rest all the dead people.
I need Good
Oh, yeah.
Samaritan.
Yeah, because
Same.
that is an important thing to note. Because remember, after level 10, or was it 7?
That's level 5.
Level 5.
Level 5.
If
yeah.
you're above level 5 and you die, you will lose EXP like in 11, and eventually you will level down. However,
If you're level 10, you will level down.
level
Yeah.
10, okay, sorry, level 10.
Wow.
Level 5, you will lose EXP. Level 10, you will start leveling down.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it was. Okay. However, if you are rest within 10 minutes, you're safe. You won't lose EXP. So healers can finally be, as pointed out here, Good Samaritans. That achievement is probably gonna.
And as someone in chat just said, "Want to buy Rays 100K?"
Oh my
So
god,
with a
I'm
dead
gonna be an
body,
asshole
you'd
and
be
do that.
This is like need teleport to Juno fucking
Yeah.
starting all over
Oh my
again.
God. I mean, this, yeah, again, we're going to talk about that stuff. Okay, so there's an Aetheryte in Eureka. He showed the map as well. It looked like it was a fairly large place with 3 Aetherytes, which is more than in any of the new zones added in the game, which
Any
is weird.
zone in the entire game, right? There's no zone with 3 Aetherites.
That's true. That's true.
There-
Unless you
yeah,
want to
so.
count Yanksha with the Dome Enclave.
Well,
but no.
that doesn't count because it's in a different
And
instance.
yes, it's not a zone.
And yet we still don't have one in the
Aetheryte,
hinterlands.
so it's an instance.
Okay, I'm
We
gonna
still don't have one in the hinterlands. Give me a
Yeah.
fucking hinterlands Aetherite,
Here's
please.
the
I
map.
agree with that. Yeah.
Here's the map.
It looks
Still
looks
very
massive.
undiscovered as well.
Yeah, he
is
hasn't,
what it
he
looks like
hasn't
to me.
discovered the stuff on the right. Because apparently the difficulty ramps up quite significantly as you progress through Eureka.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
So that's fun. Also, the fact that you can't fly
Even better.
will just
You
further...
can't mount.
You can't even.
Yeah,
mount.
I mean, that...
You can't mount till you discover the area or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Something. It was very, very vague.
They
on
didn't...
that.
I don't even think it's listed here properly, is it? Or is it? I don't think
Said something
so.
about
think
like
so.
if you discover the full map, I guess you could mount up. But...
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I
'Cause
guess
he
like
said-
pseudo
It's like
ether
Diamond, dude.
currents.
Because he only specified
like
once
that.
that you couldn't fly, but you could mount eventually.
Right. Yeah.
But the fact that you
Doesn't sound-
can't fly is going to
I have
make
a
this
feeling
zone
we'll never
feel
fly.
massive.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're never gonna fly in this.
No,
so.
and I hope they
Fine by
never
me.
do that.
Mounts though. I don't know.
Yeah, mounts are... I'd rather...
I don't want to walk, please.
Give us a mount.
Mm.
I hope to have the new mount speed too, because it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Probably not. Well,
But-
Probably
yeah.
not too.
yeah, probably.
Do you think...
Sure,
If
why
we
not?
discover the area, like just give us the
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
extra mount speed.
Maybe there's something you can buy, like in Eureka, for something...
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
stuff
okay.
drop off enemies, maybe an NM drops a speed token.
Yeah.
They
Strider
showed...
boots, man.
Dude, they showed an NM. He looked
Did I just
fucking
say that?
dope. What did you say?
Nothing.
No, okay. Well, they showed an NM and it looked fucking crazy.
It was cool.
That was a nice design. I don't have the picture, so you just have to take my word for it. It looked amazing. I have no words. I am overwhelmed by this content. But oh, there's so much more. Jesus. Okay.
Mhm.
Eureka is packed with content, apparently.
Yeah.
Seems that way.
So also, I believe there's something tied to the weather because
Yeah.
before Yoshi P went in there, he changed the weather before he went inside.
Like console command. change
Yeah,
the weather.
he changed it to
So
fair
there's-
to just.
So
maybe
do you
when
think? Do you think that we're maybe getting a thing like windstorms?
Yeah.
There were
rainstorms,
little
lightning
tornadoes.
storms, heat.
yeah.
heat. Every like something I don't know whatever Earth would be. Earthquakes. Fuck, I don't know.
Earthquakes, yeah,
so like
just
any
constantly
like,
shakes the screen.
just any of like the 8 elemental alignments, and it just buffs the shit shit out of those elements.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That would be
Then
cool.
maybe makes the opposite one ultra weak.
Yeah.
And then we could have like the ultimate FFX logs, FF logs. There we go. Third time's the charm. Where it's like you have to fight the hardest NM in its like native weather. Oh, God, it sounds like so much fun. I hope
that does sound really cool.
Yeah,
there's also a weather person in the background of the screenshot, so I do believe there's probably some sort of significance.
As specified in the forum post, the weather is often bad due to the existence of untamed wild elementals. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the weather is going to play a part in this.
Oh, are we getting Final Fantasy 12 where you don't fuck with the giant elementals that run around, or else they will destroy you?
Who knows? Who knows?
Very cool.
Seems pretty old school, all of this. So
does all very seems old school.
Yeah, look for groups there too.
Yeah.
Put that in the shout chat.
Oh, can't wait. So we talked about the monsters. They have attributes, and you can see the attributes by targeting them. That's why I showed you with the wheel. It shows you the, you'll have you'll deal more damage and you'll gain less damage if you have this on. Monsters in Eureka will follow you for a much longer distance compared to the regular monsters. We talked about that. It's difficult to shake them off. He does say difficult to shake them off, so it seems like they might eventually, because I believe during that demo, 2 of the mobs seemed to turn around. I don't know if that was a bug or whatever, but yeah.
The way he says like they will just follow you for a longer distance just makes it sound like it's just they're just assholes about it. They're not actually like they will leave you alone eventually.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Maybe.
But you can't just go back to the settlement and expect to be okay at that point, I guess.
So again, Also, so again, sort of confirming the weather thing. Notorious monsters may appear under certain conditions, and these monsters will drop rare items. The contribution to the fight works the same way as Fate's, so it doesn't mean you must land your attack before others. So it's not a claim system like in 11.
Right.
That's good then.
Yeah.
That's very good.
But drop rare items. So not only Relic tied this. There seems to be other stuff dropping here. What could that be? They showed a screenshot of the Scorpion harness from 11.
And they had Strider boots
and
on.
the Strider boots.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you
probably probably like Empress hairpin.
Yeah.
Probably shit like that. It's probably all gonna be 11 items. They're
cool.
That didn't help the rumors of Vanadil being part of Eorzea, did it? Being part of Eidolon.
I don't think it does or it doesn't.
That was like the first thing I saw in chat immediately when.
That's such a stupid argument because then.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Genji Gear's in this game too, and it's been in literally the exact same armor from 5, like 100% redesigned from 5.
True.
I
don't believe in the Vanadil theory.
Stupid argument.
Again,
it's Final Fantasy.
If you were to compare Vanadil theory to the Evilise theory, this makes sense. Because it's the same races, it's the same culture.
Yeah, I guess there's humans in all of the games too. Are they all the same?
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean,
are Squall and Cloud best friends in real life? Yeah, I don't know.
You make it sound like it's weird, but remember 10 and 7 is linked. They're on the same planet.
No, hardly. They're not on the same planet at all. Lukiel, if you know the theory, don't bring up the theory if you don't know the theory, Lukiel.
Okay, fine. They're in the same universe, but it's still
in the same universe.
It's canon.
10 and 5.
I know you don't like it when they're linked.
10,
yes, I know
10
it's
and
your
3
worst.
are also they're all linked already. That's the problem, and I can't deny that they're all because they are all linked.
I just love bringing
fucking
it up.
Gilgamesh links them, dude.
Yeah.
But guess what? There's no Gilgamesh in 11, so it's the one exclusion. It is not counted.
Maybe because he showed up in 14.
Yeah,
Vanadil had disappeared.
The same
before.
world he has.
Vanadil disappeared before he had time to make it there. And that's how conspiracy theories are born. Okay.
This is when Yaz dies inside.
I'm just joking, guys. Don't fuel that Vanadil fire. We left that behind in 2014.
You already did it.
I'm sorry. I don't even believe in that theory. Stop. I'm sorry. Okay. While exploring Eureka, players may obtain protein.
I would say protein, just because I don't want to say protein.
Yeah, that's why I kept repeating. I was like, protein. Okay. These crystals may be used to obtain and enhance Eureka gear and weapons gradually with the aid of Gerald. So that's what you're going to farm. That is what you need for your relic. And we're planning to change the playstyle as we introduce later versions of Eureka. So the playstyle is going to change with other... That's an interesting...
Keeping it, fresh.
Yeah. By changing the player's online status to seeking party players close to your level will be displayed, and you can invite them to parties. You may also shout to form parties, use the player search feature, or proactively form parties to play this content.
Nice.
Players will receive Artifact 3 job-specific equipment weapons with special effects and gear that are dyeable as a reward. We also have gear which we received requests to remove role restrictions from.
What?
Wait, I didn't read this before going on. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Not sure. I would assume this is nothing... Not Artifact, I would assume, but probably... maybe stuff like Odin, where it's like tanks only, stuff like that.
It's as rewards. Sorry, so yeah, you can get like, okay, I get that now. That makes sense.
I'd like it if we could use crafting gear in battle.
I think that's what it is. I think that's, well, sort of, because a lot of the crafting gear gets made into like, that then is worth a lot of money for regular stuff, like the New World. Like stuff like that is like or not the New World, the flannel set is just the level 70 crafting set.
Yeah, that's true.
So like,
but like
stuff
some of
like
the
that.
crafting artifact gear is really nice looking, but you never use it.
Agreed.
Yeah, the Alchemist one is so good. I loved it.
Okay, we initially pushed back the release of Eureka to patch 4.25 so it can be played once everyone has nearly completed gathering their token gear and defeated the raids. Sure.
Whoa,
buddy.
Nearly completed gathering their token gear. What do they mean with token gear? Do they mean the Sigma one?
Do you mean tome gear?
If they mean tome gear, that means we're
tome.
like a couple of months away.
Yeah,
Not
nearly
really.
though. He didn't say fully.
Yeah, but
4.25
nearly.
is surely... He said, in
It's
an
gonna be this
interview
month.
a week ago, he said,
Yeah.
the reporter asked, like, it'll be out in like 2 to 3 weeks, right? And he said, yes. So,
Yeah,
like,
but,
2 to 3 weeks after.
We've only just got our chest piece, and that's the first piece.
Yeah.
And then in 2 more weeks, we'll have only just got a leg piece.
Well, and you also
I don't
get
think we
your
should read
raid
too
gear,
much
too.
into that, because I don't think Yoshi
No.
knows what tome gear, how that works. So he's not farming.
I don't think he's ever grinded a tome in his life.
No. Okay. That was the end of Eureka. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? No. Is there anything I want to talk about at Eureka?
I'm excited, boy.
It just looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Lots of references to
Guys.
11. Lots of old school MMO stuff. Could be good.
Will it
very
live
good.
up to your expectations?
Oh, I don't know, bro. That's a question. That's
I mean,
This
it's
has been going
not.
on for a while.
It's
Yes.
not what I thought it would be. It's not Diadem. It's not Diadem. You have to agree on that, yes, Pot. This is not.
This is not Diadem. Absolutely not Diadem. No, I'm actually super excited for this.
Yeah.
Super excited for this. It's way different than I thought. Love it. I'm ready to do 16 relics in here.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Hit me up, boy.
Yeah.
Hit me up,
Well,
boy.
You're
not
we're
doing
excited for something, guys.
We're finally excited for Eureka. I know a lot of people wanted us to be excited about Eureka. We're excited about Eureka. So
We're
that's-
excited.
Shout it from the
Yay.
rooftops. Now let's just wait for it to be implemented so we can shit on it. I'm just
And
kidding.
yes, and Eureka has
Well,
a
this sucks.
story,
This
so
sucks
I'm very
so much.
excited. Very excited for the story of Eureka.
If it actually is to the Isle of Owl, I'll be very happy.
That'd
It
be really
is.
cool. yeah.
Oh,
Also,
it
we
is.
forgot to mention the trees look really good in this place. Like they were
Yeah.
like seaweed
They were just
underwater.
like that.
You know I'm a good ASMR
Just like that.
dude.
The
Perfect.
dungeon, it's the 1.0 dungeon sound. That's Luke Keel's
it's
sound effect
back,
for everything.
because it's an old school it's an old school area.
That's his sound effect for everything.
Please look
Feel like I'm
forward to
being
my
molested.
ASMR album, Luke Keel's Tongue.
Luke Keel's tongue. Ooh, is that are you sure that's an album or is that a video?
Free speakers only. You gotta get on that Patreon if you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better sign up for Patreon. I'll tell you what.
20
You want that Hasmer track?
for $20 you get the album.
Asper.
For $20 you get the album. For $50 you get the video.
Ooh.
Okay, now we have to talk about the housing.
Oh yeah.
We only have 10 minutes to talk about it, so that's nice.
Are we just doing the housing, or
We can touch on the drama. but we don't have time to fully go into it. So housing.
Can we first just say that it's been a week. There are lots and lots and lots of empty plots.
Yep.
So we can conclude that this has solved
Housing crisis has
related
been solved.
housing, not personal, but FC
to a degree, which is tied to what the other thing that happened here. But this is a very good solution. They've added some good restrictions. It seems like it's still easy to trick the system because of the relocation thing is one thing, but apparently you can have an FC with a house transferred to you on an alt, and you will keep the house. And that's a way to go past that log. It seems like relocation has been an issue. Like they don't know how to restrict that from private and stuff. So that's a thing too. But yeah, looking at the empty plots, the FC seem to have been okay in this. If you don't have a house now, then you don't want one because you can just buy a small house now, and they're like devaluating like every is it 12 hours?
They're down to like 2 million now.
Yeah. Even on like Ragnarok when I was on, there was like tons of plots.
Yeah, so many.
Or there was a decent amount.
Yeah.
Even in Shirogane and stuff.
But and this wasn't. It's interesting because the issue that then arose and became a thing was already known to everyone on Ragnarok before. This has been an issue since housing was released. That was where FC's bought like an entire ward. Like we knew about like the we called it like the angered ward, where all the angered workshops were. Like there was just an empty ward with empty houses, and this was. I mean, we were angry. Like I wasn't angry at them. I was angry at the system. But I remember we lost our house. We lost our house. We did lose our house, didn't we? When you had to relinquish your plot before you could buy a house, and we did that before I've told this story before. Yes. Do you have any snarky comments?
Nope.
We were so yeah, you didn't get a house. Go check the Etherite to see, maybe there's an open spot out there for us. There's just angered everywhere, like filling the screen. It's just angered. That was frustrating, and it seemed to have happened again. I think it's the same plots, but they just relocated to Shirogane and stuff.
Yeah.
But then this would have gone completely unnoticed. No one would have batted an eye, because for Ragnarok, this is business as usual. This is just what they do. I mean, they'd changed their name, but we still knew who they were because they owned the ward still. Twitter meltdown. Complete and utter, the weirdest thing I've ever seen happened. Where I'm assuming this is the leader of the FC.
It is.
Entropy.
Yeah.
Basically, it's okay. Can I get the fucking quote up on, because we need. I need a direct quote. It's public.
Oh no, I don't blame you at all.
They deleted them. They deleted the tweets now.
The tweets are deleted, but the internet never forgets.
If you need a PR guy, I'm better. I'm here for you.
Yeah, it was.
You really need one.
It was the most absurd, and it just got worse. And it was very clear that this was we're dealing with some douchery here. Let's see. I need to scroll a bit. Which one is it though? God, we have so many links. Okay, let's see.
We should say Angered changed their name to Entropy.
Yeah, Angered changed their name to Entropy. Ironically, right before this. So it was like they're finally rebranded, because Angered already had like a bad reputation on Ragnarok for being like douchebags owning wards and stuff. And then they changed their name, probably to like clean up house, and then they do this. I can't quite remember how it all started, like what really spurred this on, but I think people were just complaining that they owned the wards, shared some screenshots.
I think Denmo or something.
Was it Denmo who did it? Yeah, maybe.
People who quoted it or something.
But then,
there's something really magical about this, because this man who runs an FC, for the top rating community in Europe, and is competing for world first, is calling people nerds online.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. But I'm looking, that's still not the original one, because the original one had the crying emoji, like the laughing, crying. God, I can't remember where it is.
What's that, Rolo? Top rating. Who world first did Ultimate? Was it not? It wasn't Angered, was it?
Mm.
Well, they compete. Okay. Oh wait, no. Now I have you, Lucio. I'm sorry. It's this one for sure.
Okay.
There you go.
Ah, there it is. Okay, so it started. So someone posted a picture of the housing being overtaken by entropy, and they replied, "Wow, it's been a while since we got some haters. Keep it up. I almost gave up. FYI, we have over 40 crafters/gatherers part of our workshop FC. However, it's all cool. Nerdy whiners are indeed an entertaining show. Love us or hate us, we never cared and never will." This spawned such a backlash. You have no idea. Yeah. And it just piled on because the leader of this free company just kept going at it. It kept feeding into showing complete douchebaggery, and here are some quotes from what he said. The best part is perhaps that he showed the picture of the wards, and pointing out that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wards, plots available. So they're not the bad guys. They own the rest of that ward, by the way. So I don't know why people are whining while the nerds are whining. Which is so weird. He uses the word nerds so many times. It is scary.
I mean, he's definitely just trying. Yeah, absolutely, he's trying to trigger people, and it's hilarious.
He does, but then there are some other. We're not going to go into that. You don't have time. You can look up that whatever you want, but there's some deeper trouble with that FC.
Oh no, he's an asshole. I mean, this is definitely an FC run by assholes, without a doubt.
Absolutely,
without it. There's no question about that.
It's funny because we already
Baron somehow.
It's something like that. He thinks he is, anyways.
It's funny. It's like I hate to bring this up, but it's like the. This is a weird comparison, and please don't clip the. Oh fuck! I fucked it for myself.
Don't even say it then. Now you can't even say it.
Don't take this out of context. If you want to clip this, take this in. Don't take this out of context. It's just an example. It's like the Harvey Weinstein scandal. Everyone knew it.
There is context.
Everyone knew this, but
just in the background.
We needed a trigger to get it out in the open.
There's lots of context in this.
The context is that everyone knew that Angered was doing this.
Someone take the context.
There we go. Context has been added. I added the.
I was just in the background, just saying context.
Good. Thank you. Okay.
Context.
So that's what I wanted to say about that. This seems to be a problem in Japan as well. This isn't exclusive to Ragnarok. Japan has the same issue. There's a picture out there where an FC owns an entire ward. It's their defense for this is the weirdest part, because apparently they're not part of the FC. They're affiliated, yet the FC names are Entropy, like Workshop.
They're Workshop FCs, and
you don't need
so many of them.
You don't need houses to make raiding gear, because
you need it for airships. Is what the workshops are for.
I know.
Yeah, but...
I know that. Yes, but their reply was they need it for raid gear, and they're just affiliated. So it's a lie, obviously, but it's weird. It just uncovered this whole wormhole, and it's so strange because calling the players that call them out nerds is the weirdest part, because he comes off as the biggest nerd because he's running literally a world first group, and to me, if you're a nerd, you're in a world. Sorry, I don't mean that in a negative sense, but if you're going to call someone nerd, someone who's literally doing the hardest content of the game has to be the nerd.
You have to be pretty self-aware. Yeah, you have to be self-aware. Like when I sink 18 hours into the game in one day, I'm like,
yeah, I'm a nerd.
Oh, I have a problem. You know, like I get it.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what I'm getting out of this though? What sums up this entire situation for me is that apparently people in North America are the nicest. We don't do this shit to each other. Even your European and your Japanese servers can have all your assholes who steal and lie and cheat. We don't do that. We're good.
Entropy has taken almost all their raiders from North America.
Interesting. But it's a German FC, I believe.
Is it German? That's up for debate.
Or is it?
It's a
European.
debate. It's a debate.
It's most certainly European.
Is it now? We're not taking that debate.
I'll use Luke Heel. I'll use Luke Heel. Oh, and there's some ice for that burn. You got roasted.
Okay.
Europe is roasted.
If no one clips that, I'm gonna be severely disappointed. I want GIFs. I want clips. Okay.
So basically, Entropy exploited the system like a lot of other people were, but they took a bunch of flack because they were the leader was very abrasive.
It's kind of like the saying, like if you're gonna break a law, break one at a time. Don't break multiple. If you're driving down the streets with a truck full of cocaine, don't speed as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
just don't scream that you're doing something wrong and then berate everyone else. What was going on in his head that he thought that was a good idea? This is how I will diffuse the situation by going, fuck you if you wanted a house because we got him.
And that's, I mean, they're assholes. I mean, he is.
I'll do PR. Just hire me. Just pay me. I'll do it. I'll do it better.
It's so weird, and it's also so sad that, I mean, they're they're the most famous world first group in the 14 community right now. Debatably, you can
Elysium is probably
now I would say Entropy is pretty much in the spotlight because not in a good way, but they're there.
That's true.
And Angered used to be massive. But it's sad to think that they're like one of the big world first groups is like there's so much to this story that we cannot get into, but there are rumors that because they're being repeated now, I've heard these rumors like years back or maybe a year back when it was still Angered, and now they're coming back up. I'm like, okay, there must be something to these rumors now then, but we're not a tabloid, we're not the Daily Mail or whatever. We're
anyway, we got a mansion. Suck it, nerds.
Suck it, nerds. We got a mansion.
We got a mansion?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We got a mansion? I gotta come check that shit out, dude.
Dude, yeah. I put your cherry bush is put in the middle of the mansion.
Like
in its own it has like a center square in the middle.
This is beautiful. I'm logging in right after this.
Okay. I think we're gonna have to end it. Yep, it's time. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna go into the post show in a little bit, so if you're on Twitch, stay tuned for that. If you're on YouTube, get on over to Twitch. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, and you can follow us on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, Facebook.com/ I'm gonna delete you one day. I swear I will delete you. Facebook/SpeakersXIV if you wanna join a dying, sinking ship, and Twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidlin. And youtube.com/SpeakersXIV. We're going to shut down that channel too. That's a joke. Discord. Discord, !Discord in chat to get that one right now. If you're watching this on demand, it should be in the description, the link to that, where you can talk to fellow Eorzeans. Maybe you can talk to me. You never know, because I never talk there. Maybe one day I do. I always lurk though, so I always read your comments. Your comments? Is that what you call on Discord? Why am I high? The tea has gone to my head. I've been drinking tea all day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hello. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.